Welcome to part 2 of Kezzia and Victor's love journey. This is the Marriage Corner with Fiona. And on today's episode, I wanted us to handle a bit more about how life has been since they got married on that very beautiful November morning and afternoon, you know. So I will turn to them and they will tell us how life was now after the wedding. You guys did have your beautiful wedding. You guys did get to see the glory of God at work, you know. It was, I believe it was beautiful. I've seen the photos. It was nice, yeah? So how has life been ever since? Kezzia, did he change from this very dancing, expressive himself guy? How has it been?
Yeah, it's been a journey. We thank God so far we are 4 years, 8 months so far. And we can say each year it's a stage. So we can start immediately on our first year. It was nice. We didn't have, like, sometimes people have different experiences. Some it starts this way, some this way. Us, it was okay, but I was the one who was working. Victor didn't have a job, so and now for him it really weighed him down as a man. He needs to provide. He needs to provide for the family, and at some times he was very, very, very down. So I used to encourage him, remind him that we're in this together. God will still provide. So yeah, our first year, and God also, like we had said before, how we got gifts from our wedding that also pushed us also in our first year, almost half of it. And in God, and ukisikia mtu akisema God provides, he surely provides. God akisema he finds a wife, finds a good thing, and obtains favor. Indeed, we obtained favor. Yeah. So also getting to know each other, because sasa hatukuwa tunaishi pamoja, now starting to live together, getting to know his way of doing things and one of my way of doing things, because I like to do things in order. He's like I can do it. Yeah, so I was like teaching him. We put socks together, like we fold them so that zisipotee, like small things, and we are learning. So my mind was open to learning, and also him was open to learning, and yeah, it was okay the first year. Year two, now by the grace of God, we by that time our baby came, because now we got pregnant 4 months after our marriage, and then now she came in December, and now life is not about the two of us, but the gift that God has given us, the responsibility. Now most of the thoughts and everything now shifts to the baby. Now, but I have also to take care of him, and then now the baby comes in, so our lives change. How is the baby, taking care of the child, parenting, but it's a journey. You grow each day, you learn, and also thank God for our friends. We learn from our friends, those who have gone before us. Every day I say it's a learning experience. I also had to, now because where I was working, I had to quit job so that I could take care of my child, because now it was a demanding place of work, so I couldn't handle both. It was a bit tough. So, and that's another story of how God also intervened for us. Yeah.
She quit job and still you don't have a job.
And that time he didn't have a job.
So why did you do that? Specifically, why would you do that?
I was pregnant and the working hours were crazy, so I couldn't handle both. And then we were hoping that you will get a job. So it was like, maybe let me venture full time in my business. Yeah.
No, man. I tell you.
Did it work out?
Man. So, as venye amesema, you know, the reason I was so distressed sikuwa job, it's not because there wouldn't be daily provisions. That I knew God would provide. And again, we had a large sum in the bank. So ikuwa natusumbua. But I was so distressed because I love to work. Like, I love to work, I love to serve people, but the skills I have, I love to go all out. And so it was disturbing me, you know. And she really came through. Like, she will come at home and find me very low, tell me, you know, get kutrust Mungu at his time atakupatia. Ask yourself, what is he teaching you? And I came to realize that indeed he's telling me very clear that I'm the first one who serves you before you serve your wife. If I don't serve you, you won't serve your wife. So I'll serve you with that which you need for you to serve your family and to love your family. And niko na baadhi ndo amenieka hapo, nika chill, nikatulia. So ndio sasa Kez PG job no memanza. Pressure. So Kez was like, I think I'll have to quit, you know. So mi sina issue. I mean, tumetaka kupitisha a very difficult, you know, path with the Lord. And so this was a small thing for me because I already taught her to trust and say and look to God that God will provide, right? So I tested her heart. I was like, so babe, if you quit, hakutakuwa na do ya kutumia for other things na the rents because ilikuwa dedicated for rents. So tutatoa wapi do? Can by Victor, where's your faith? God will provide. Okay. I was like, okay, I got you, man. So I was so happy to see that she really was hooked in looking to God. It was so beautiful because as much as we say it, it takes someone to really be convicted and to enter in that state. So it was so amazing. Okay. Yeah.
You said something about baby coming in and there being challenges. Allow me to ask you, when baby came in, did he help you during the time we got pregnant and even after baby came in December? Is this guy helping?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
He was helping.
Don't say for the cameras. Be honest.
Because I remember my first trimester, it was really difficult. I really had bad nausea. I couldn't even enter the kitchen. He was the one who was cooking, and sometimes he cooked the food, I won't eat it.
Okay.
So he helped.
Yeah.
And also when the baby came, he also helped. But we thank God, our Taraji was, of the first few months, she was a very calm baby. So Taraji would sleep, just wake up to breastfeed. Yeah. We thank God. She didn't, but sometimes I was telling him, because now he got a job, then he had to wake up early. So I was telling him, so you'll be helping me to be giving me the baby when the baby cries. And then he was like, I'll just give it the baby and then that's it. And I was like, it's fine. Because the baby was just crying and just to be picked. And then I breastfeed the baby and then the baby will sleep. So during that time, our baby was not needed much attention at that time when she was very young as a newborn. Yeah.
So year 2 is done, baby comes in, up and out. This is like the third year.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this third year, let me ask useme tu ukweli Kez, house chores. Unasaiti wangu. Ama alipata job na akasettle. Tell me how it's been.
No, for house chores, he can help, but sometimes I know my responsibility, as God told me in His Word, to submit to Him. According to Ephesians chapter 5, submit to your husband as unto the Lord. So, and then his core is to provide for the family, and then if he wants to help, I appreciate, but sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I ask for help and he helps, but he's not more of into those house chores. Sana yule mtu, and him is more of wacha niende nje, I go hustle for you guys, I come home very tired, I come and come and find food and enjoy. But sometimes when need be, like when I'm not well, he help. And when our baby needs more attention, he does. He really helps. When it comes to now babysitting, when I am called for work very early in the morning, he'll be the one taking care of our baby. So when I need to go somewhere, he'll be the one to maybe organize. So he has his strength and where he comes along, and for that I'm grateful. Yeah, so maybe it's him to maybe go back to when he used to cook for us more.
Yeah,
At the beginning, he
Yeah.
used to be
Yeah.
like coming
I
up
loved
with some recipes and all that, and then
So
and
true.
then kama iliendanga ikiendanga.
Ili fade away, manze.
Alikuwa na wait kupata
But I
job.
really need to
Yeah, he
come
used to.
back.
Yeah, he used to. Yeah, he
because
should
I really
come back
love
because he
cooking.
loves cooking and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but yeah, I know you will come back.
All right. So it's been almost 5 years in marriage, and as you've said, it's a learning curve. Allow me to ask about myths. Before you got married, are there myths that you were told, maybe, or sayings that people told you about marriage that you can either justify or nullify? If you can remember any, kindly share.
I think I can remember that most people used to say that the first year of marriage will be tough because now you're getting to know each other, that expect now the true colors will come out and all that. But that was not on our case. Yeah, because I realized he was still the same guy. He didn't change. Like whatever he showed himself to be while we were dating, it was still himself. Like he'll still be Victor that I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for you, Victor, a myth? Justify.
I think
nullify?
one of the, greatest myth for me that will totally discourage a man to pursue a lady purely and honoring their parents was this myth. Victor, you must be fully prepared. Get a house, get a job, get a car, furnish your house, prepare everything, let it be squeaky set, and then look for the one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really paralyzing, by the way. So, 1 year in marriage, I was like, it was so fun to go and look together with Kez for a carpenter. And, sorry, my English words ni ngumu. To go and look for a carpenter, fundi wa mbao, and, design together with Kez. It was so wonderful to get to the supermarket, think of these great things to buy together, small things to buy together, like doing things together. It was so wonderful, like building the house together from scratch and growing and living even in an empty house the first times. We loved our bedroom so much. Sitting room was only when guests were there. It was so wonderful doing things together. And so it really killed that myth. And also, as she has said, people saying the first is gonna be tough, crazy, because a new person is coming. You don't know how they sleep. If they snow or not. But the first year was so amazing together. Like it was like I would wake up and literally just nafunga hivi macho naona yuko hapo. It was so wonderful, like having life together. It was so wonderful. Yeah, so all those myths that are meant to paralyze someone, they were all brushed away. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So.
Yeah.
All right. I want us to think about life as it has been for you now. I appreciate the fact that you guys had a wonderful 1, 2, 3 years. But now, right now, would you have an example of an issue that maybe cares you can truly say, and yeah, hapa, as gays are still learning. We ain't there yet. Do you have such examples where you know for sure this here, ni God, hapa ni God, I'm a God too, yeah. Any?
So, so here's one thing. The reason you're finding it difficult, though they are, need to go, like to the misunderstanding small things, but the reason we're finding it difficult to really like have big ones is from the word go, we knew 2 principles. And if we fall in this, that question, we will give you 20, 30 minutes and even rise up and, you walk away if possible. So it's the first thing we told one another. Our first pleasure is God, not her, and her not me. So our first delight is God. If we love God and look to please him and to walk in accordance to his will and by his help, then when we place the first things, the rest follows. Okay. And then the second thing was just humility. As she has said, having a heart that is open to learning, dependency, questions. So when we, as long as we love these two principles, things flow, by the way. Like, things flow. So for instance, I'll be like, Kez, so I love timekeeping, and she's learning. So I was like, Kez, we need to go. And so I'll be angry, she's late, ananichelewesha, tunafaa kuenda. It will grieve me and I'll tell Kez manze, And the good thing is, with those two principles, the Lord will tell me, hey Victor, I know nakukalisha na si poa, but be patient na change. Mwambie na kuumiza and give her patience to slowly change. Okay. You see? And for her, she'll be like, manze enye nakuumiza because you're timekeeping, allow me to change and pray for me to change. And slowly by slowly, she'll be changing. And also me, I'll discover, I have anger issues, I need to sort it, right? So I'll start sorting it slowly by slowly. So with much patience and endurance, I'll be able to slowly grow. Yeah, so, I usually tell Kez so many times, if we fall in this too, be sure, I mean, we are just a step away from all those ugly stories we hear. It's and it starts very small. So with the heart of the humility, it's really helping us to relate and even grow deeper. Like for instance, I remember Juicy was her birth. So I mean that thing will help you even not to look more for challenges that are, but more of opportunities to create memorial relationship together. Okay. It will help us to really want to produce more good. So Juicy, it was her birthday, and we had a little cash, and she was like, hey, it's my birthday, come on, be happy birthday and all. And so I couldn't expect so much, like a jibambe or something. And so nikasema, any case, the one that I dearly love, I've been working so hard for my family, and it's so amazing how they are appreciating God for the mercy that amenipatia so that I'm able to work and the strength. Kasema manze Kez nampenda sana. Let me do this. Let me just sacrifice this and send it to her. And she was like, you guys, no way, And this was it, like literally creating opportunities for her to see and to love and to want all the more to commit. So being intentional on doing such things, so that indeed it will help us to really grow our roots even more deep.
Wow, okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
Amma?
It is. Yeah, maybe if I can add something.
Sure.
Yeah.
One thing that maybe it has really helped us over the years, the principle of forgiveness, forgiving one another. That's something that God has commanded us, should forgive, and it's something that you do on a daily basis in marriage. If you don't forgive, bana,
Yes, so
every single day.
Nakakinuka sana
You
Kez. Kama ni
forgive.
kabaya sana.
Forgive. Hakuna ati excuse. The Bible has told, God has told us, forgive. And He will also forgive us of our sins. And you see now, one thing, unapata kitu kidogo, kitu kubwa. Sana mostly into vitu tudogo in marriage that maybe unapata mnakosana a lot, ni very small. And then you realize unakuwa sanctified every single day. Una realize, hey, pia mimi naweza fanya hivi. I didn't know I could do that. And now unaona colors zako, like kama ukujua unaweza jam hivyo venye nimeona Vika na jam. Maybe ajui kama mimi naweza repeat things over and over again, ananiambia mimi napata nimerudia. And then you realize forgiveness. Yeah. Forgive. That's like in marriage inafaa ikwe tu hapa
kwa fingertips.
So true. It helps.
Kuna karakta moja anapenda kuniambia niko nayo, of which no come to realize later. maybe unaweza sema
hiyo Vika huwa anasahau. Like sometimes ananiambia ulifanyanga kitu, naambia nilifanya nini. When he forgives, he actually forgets.
Literally.
Imagine. Which sometimes tells me something, but kuna something someone did, I can't even tell. Naambia what ni gani unaongelea. He usually forgets.
And you?
God's grace. Anyway, yeah. But see kama level, yeah, like him, he forgets.
There's a common saying that men are easy to say sorry. You know, this guy is, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Is it the same case in your marriage? Is he easy to say sorry as compared to
No,
you?
it's me. It's in our case, it's usually me who says sorry most of the time. I say sorry about everything and anything. For him, I have to explain. Sometimes he didn't know that.
It's actually wrong.
Like, ilikuhat. Oh, pole. But for me, before hata nijue, nishasema.
That's sweet. That's sweet. How has marriage changed? No. How has do I call it childbearing?
Yeah.
I'm a child parenting. You know? How has parenting changed this friendship? Kwanza the friendship bit, you know? How has it altered you? Because it comes with its own challenges. How would you say it has altered you? Kwanza you Kez. Now that you're a full-time mom.
Yeah, because you know, there's this thing of the baby, you just want, it's my baby. You might even put all your attention to your baby and maybe sometimes forget about your husband. So I was like, baby, I'm a caller. Sometimes you may even forget if your husband has food. So sometimes I'm like, focus. The marriage was you first and him and then the baby. So yeah, it's our baby is our product and our gift.
Sure.
Yeah, so kuna hiyo kadenja ya focus on the child na attention yote because I'm really attached to my baby. But I thank God sahi kako 3.5, at least I've been able to balance. But at first most of the thing was like the baby first, the baby. Yeah.
Discipline, who disciplines?
The disciplinarian. It's Victor. But over time you realize, hey, mtoto anisikii. So you have to, as the Bible has instructed us, discipline the child. So because I was telling her, if I tell her stop, she wouldn't stop. But Victor says stop immediately.
You remember Kalifungo was saying, you know, Victor and Kez, you know, the cane is not an evil thing. In fact, you take that thing, that rod of wisdom, and place it to its place of wisdom, and wisdom will grow.
Who's that?
Oh man.
Our friend
One of our friends came to visit us. It was so funny. And it's true because you know, we have again here written Proverbs something about when if you spare the if you spare the kid, definitely.
You spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yeah,
you have a king written, spoil.
Proverbs.
Spare the rod.
Proverbs something. Yeah. So, and it's worked. I mean, it has worked because Taraji, we love her so much. So energetic, full of energy, you know. But in her energy, she is bound with falliness. And so what that means is she'll want to do things that literally will bring harm upon herself or disrespectful to the elders, right? And so we'll want to teach her, hey, that's wrong. But because of the falliness and her desire just to want to do it, don't touch this. You know, she'll want to touch it, you know? And so because of it, we'll have to literally warn her once, warn her twice. If she doesn't listen, get her to bedroom. Tell the reason why we are beating you is because we told you to do what? And you did not listen. Will you change? Yes. That is bad. So so she loves, you know, the word good more than bad. Because at the same time, because we are noticing a lot of bad things she's doing, we are also encouraging a lot of good and also applauding her for the good that she's doing. So we love to balance and also at times even make the good to be more, so that when she's free to do anything, right? So that when she does good, she knows it is good and she delights in it. But when it's bad, she'll be like, is my dad close? Hey, mom, hey, no one is watching. Or maybe she'll like, hey, I'll be beaten, let me stop. But it's so fun, it doesn't end. But the good thing that the kid is still young, so we are able to mold her right, so that at least in the future, she will say, man, mom and dad, thank you so much for what you did. Yeah.
All right. Do you guys still have what do we call those outings individually? Like you go out with the girls, he goes out with the boys. Do you guys still enjoy that?
Big time.
You do?
Big time. So yeah, we definitely have time, men to men, ladies to ladies. So Kez, she has her friends, they love to go out, they love to, encourage one another, have fun, and they usually encourage her, and also she naturally loves it. And also for men, because it has been a challenge for men, we have literally made it deliberate. So we meet together, we go for mbuzi choma, we go maybe in a different house, we go together and then we split, ladies, men, we get to talk. So we have really been so intentional kuweka friendship ikuwe strong, so that this manly talk, it's able to, to stir me up to manly responsibility, manly help or manly support when it comes. And so it's so wonderful that we really can't take it for granted at all. So this calendar, intentionally, we placed it here with the intention we were telling Kez from Monday to Friday, let's have activities and draw them.
Okay.
Right? So if Kez is going with the ladies, do so. If Vicky is going with the men, do so. If we are bringing people together, let's do so. Like intentionally making friendship to grow so deep, because we have seen the beauty of how when problem arises, how people come through. How people come through. And so with that in mind, oh man, we are so intentional. We are very intentional.
Yeah. But now times changes. You don't have much time. Like now, our daughters just joined school. Now time has to be planned. It's not like even before you were single, you could have more time. When you're married, it becomes limited. But you have to be intentional in planning.
Sure. I believe so personally. I believe so because at the end of the day, there's still an individual somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Whatever works for you, works for you, you know? So
true.
Anyway, all right. Kez, what would you say is the one thing that has kept you bonded to this guy this far? At least one thing, if not three. But one thing that has kept you bonded to this guy. Because me, nikifungua hivyo macho, wako wengi. You could have left the second, third year,
Yeah.
But you're still here. Why? What is that?
I'll say his zeal. His zeal. Number one is zeal for God, zeal for work, zeal for whatever he lay his hands to do, he does it with all his zeal. Yeah, his zeal. So if you get to know Victor, he works with all of his heart. Yeah, so if you give him a task, he will do it. If he loves you, he loves you kabisa. If he's purposed to go and do something, he does it with all of his heart.
I think myself and the crew can agree Victor is giving his all. Even in this talk, he gives all out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful thing. Victor, I don't know. I won't ask you what has kept you bonded to this girl. Iyo utaniambia off camera. But is there something you'd like to tell Kez right here on camera? Yeah? Is there something you'd like to tell her from your heart?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you didn't get a chance during the birthday. Something you'd like to say.
Baby, ile kitu naweza penda kuambia ni I really pray God ataendelea kunipatia life till to my old age, so that I really get the opportunity every day to love you, to cherish you, it's so beautiful, how I am zealous to work, and one of my reason, is I really want to equip Kez and to resource her so much so that you are able to do what you love to do, how you go and meet people and you love to help them. So I really desire to fully equip you for that. And for you it becomes such a free flow of love and care. So I really pray God that anipatie opportunity. I long so much to get that opportunity, but nikikosa nevertheless, mimi nakupenda mpaka mwisho. My greatest fear, of course, having so many close friends showing us as example, my great fear is, the warnings God anatupatia, of how men step aside, and they run after chicks, they run after money, and they become absorbed. And because they become absorbed, their mind is literally just lost. And it brings a lot of grief to their wife and to the kid. I really pray God that I can protect from that, Manzi, so that I get to fulfill my mission for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so, that is what I will want to tell Kez now. It has been in my heart, sana.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd want to say? Her eyes are all red now.
Okay. Maybe say thank you for being there for us, and we love you. I love you, and Utaraji loves you, and may God continue to strengthen you as you lead us in our devotions, in guiding us. God will strengthen kabisa. Na atusaidie in our weaknesses, in your weaknesses, to be more Christ-like. Na kukua also showing love to other people, and also sharing what God has given us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anna.
All
Right
right.
back.
Sawa. This show is taking a twist, but sawa. We'll keep it locked right here.
Okay.
All the same. Right now, the divorce rate in Kenya is 15%, and it's rising. And those are the documented cases. Others are happening huko chini ya maji. What would you attribute, in your view, what is making divorce such a thing in Kenya? Not only in Kenya, actually in the world, but let's focus in Kenya. What do you think is the reason guys are divorcing? And how are you guys keeping yourself safe from joining that bracket? Kez.
Wow.
Heavy loaded.
It's tough. I think challenges. Marriage is not easy. Actually, it's very difficult. But being intentional and committed. Commitment and intentional, like you remember the vows that you did before God. Yeah, and you see, people have different scenarios, and people have different challenges, and we know you can't maybe say for them, but generally you could say it's more of commitment and being intentional. Sometimes if you lose that, remember you're committed to this person. Remember you're accountable first to God and then to this person. Yeah, so those are the things that, and also what I said about the other time that has kept us going, forgiveness, and we don't know what's ahead, like years to come. We don't know if also we will be tested, but we pray that when it comes that we will
be found grounded.
And that we'll say true. That we are perfect, but one thing that is grounding us, is just the grace of God. It's nothing that of our own. We can say that we have made it. It's just by the grace of God.
Yeah.
And that's what's keeping us, because we look unto Him to guide us. We look unto Him to help us in our weaknesses and to guide us. I think that Christ is our rock, is our everything. And if we tukiangalia tu kando,
Ni hivyo manzi. So true.
Yeah, so 4 years yenye tunaweza sema bado hatujafika. Could just say of that one thing that being rooted in Christ does help us.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Victor, anything to add?
You know, the reason why divorce happen, because this party can't stand this party. Meshika. So the husband can't literally trust the wife or vice versa.
Okay.
They can't grow together. They can't walk together. As much as they want, they try, it can't, right? And all the more when they meet, all the more they argue, all the more bitterness grows, all the more this evil arises, to the point separation takes place. In just any relationship, the reason we part our ways is because our differences has been so strong that we just part ways. And when if you look closely, it is small things just lead to big things, you know. And with that in mind, I think it's a horror. For us, we don't take it lightly, because they're not any different. Like, si wote ni binadamu, the passions are in the same na sisi, right? And we see it and we are literally afraid. Like, that can be me anytime. So what do we therefore do to prevent that even in the future? So Christ has, amesema tu vi simple. If you build your relationship and all your thinking and all of your life in a firm foundation, if you build your house in a firm foundation, even when the winds come, even when the water comes, the reality is it will still stand. But if you build your house in a rocky or even in a sandy area, the reality is atofanyaje. When problem comes, it will collapse, right? And so we are so sober with cares, and we ask ourselves, foundation yetu ni, okay, kila mtu anasema Christ, yes, it is Christ, but foundation yetu ni, so we tell ourselves, the answer is this: doing the will of God. What does God will of us to do? It's all in the scriptures. He has left the book for us to read and understand him and to know him, and where we fall short, we plead with him. So even to kuanga real na cares. So we surround ourselves with the word of God, which again God himself, as he has said, through his grace, changes our hearts to want more of him and less of lust, less of idolatry, less of pleasures in other things. We find more pleasure in God, find more pleasure in his good things, find more pleasure in honor, find more pleasure in loyalty, find more pleasure in what he has given us to taste and enjoy, right? So when we do that together with Kez, things will go well. In fact, I remember I told our paros, both sides, because they were wondering how come things are flowing so well. And I was telling them, with all humility, if you get to obey God, things will go well. He will literally lead the way for you. And where there is trials, he will overcome it, right? So I was telling them, he who honors God, God will honor. And so that's why you're seeing all these things. It's nothing about me. It is his unmerited favor that he has chosen. Because this kiddo loves me this much. I mean, I put him to the test and he stands firm. He cries to me, he calls me my refuge and my stronghold. I will not depart from you. How can I stay still? You know, he comes through for us. And whether he desires for us to stay firm and endure the suffering, he will give us that heart. Whether he chooses, no, I will deliver these people with all of my heart, he will do so. And so with that, we say, we tell another, let's remain in this closed, awesome reality. If we leave, we'll be the 16th percent in that divorce rate. I can attest, and it is clear. And he told us, I've given you life and death, you guys, right? I've given you blessings and curses, right? Choose life. Why will you die? Choose life.
Sure.
Choose life. Why are you going that direction, Victor? Stop going that direction.
Yeah.
And in the end, you'll find if we just start slowly disagreeing, harboring bitterness, and then another guy comes or another lady comes, starts flattering, we will go that direction, because the path of death is just clear. And so that's our humble submission before everyone. And the good thing is, these things we are saying, it is not a hidden knowledge. Like, it's common sense, right? It's so interesting. It's common sense, but we end up falling. And that's why we are so afraid, because it's a common sense knowledge, yet people fall. So it calls us to be so on guard. Yeah, so in the end, if we don't trust God, I really don't know. And then maybe I'd like to add, so what do we say about the people that they have really struggled and it has happened? Like, they're here with us, you know. Personally, I usually say it's never too late, right? I usually say, if you've realized you're fallen so deep, you're so entangled in that sin, look to God and cry to him while you are in that entanglement. Tell God, manze, if you don't come, I will surely die. I mean, this is it. I'm going to fall again. Please come. And so with such heart, you know, such a broken heart and such fervency and such reality before him, he comes. So that, you know, if divorce happen, he'll find a way of reconciling your heart, you know, healing your heart and showing you the way forward. And above all, by the kuna kitu imetushikilia sana as a support, our church. Man, I love my church. Even most of the example I'm giving you, I'm just using example of people in the church, you know, like, for example, one of our Pastor Eric. Oh man, you just go in their family, you know, in their home, and you're just simply amazed by how they live. And so even having such friends to live such an exemplary life help us to love that means of grace and run with it and protect ourselves. And as you're saying, how do we shield and protect ourselves from such example that we see in our churches? And we like you see, it's real. We love to exercise and also copy them, and we actually find that they're actually helping us. Yeah, so church imekuwa extremely beneficial, from our elders to our friends, you know, them coming. The reason we open doors for people is as they come, we'll have to be ourselves. Sure. So assume tumekosana na watu wanakam. No, so so it really helps us also kukarada, you know, to kukarada. So the reason why you open our doors is so that we are not tempted to live a dark life. Your dark life can make you just do all evil, and then in the light you're all good. Mkurugenzi, niko poa. And then back to home, a dark life. So we protect ourselves from such.
Wow, guys. Okay. So, we have come to the end. We've come to the end of our talk.
Yeah.
But it has ended on a very high note. You guys have ended it well. And I can't help myself but to really appreciate the fact that, one, I acknowledge that you're a very young couple. You're young. Very young. Not only in the years that you've been married, but even in age-wise, you're young. But you have realized the secret. The secret is living it right. Yes. It can get better than that. And I can't even try to think of any other way. It's that. It's living right. Yeah. It's living in the will of God and exercising it fully. So thank you for that, for realizing that. Thank you. You won't be part of the 16th%. If you keep it at that, I can assure you, you won't be part of that divorce rate. Yeah. You've overcome already by the fact that you're aware of what can make you go there, you know? Yeah. And so viewers, that is the end of this episode, and I cannot even emphasize more on the fact that making it really depends on living right. These guys are saying it, and I'm just echoing their words. We have to live in the will of God. If marriages are to survive, it's about accepting God's will and then doing it, not just knowing it, but actually living it, and accepting that you two are on a journey. You have to learn one another, and I cannot even dare forget her words: forgive. And if you can do better, be like Victor. Forget. For me, it's a challenge to forget, but forgive and forget. Let it go. Just let it go. It's not that important. I think being together and making it work is more important than whatever happened. So let it go. Let it go. And so that is the end of our episode today. And I'm very, very grateful to you, Mr. and Mrs. Mutisya. You guys keep it up.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And kwaheri viewers, and in case you have not subscribed to our channel, we are Jicho TV Kenya on YouTube. Please do subscribe. And if you do get to watch this episode to the end, leave us a comment. Tell us something. Ata tuchongoe hapo, Leave a comment. Tell us what you liked and what you did not like about our episode and where you'd like us to improve. And on other platforms, we still are Jicho TV Kenya. This is the Marriage Corner Show with Viona. Kwaheri. See you next week.